Hello students, welcome to my channel. In this class, I am going to teach you discrete mathematics. So in this class, I will solve previous question paper 2019. This is my second class. Let us start the topic. Here the question is 1G. Find how many positive integers less than or equal to 50 are divisible by 3. The total number of integers less than equal to 50. The total number of positive integers less or equal to 50 are divisible by 3 is equals to 50 by 3 greatest integer function will take. This is 16.667 which is equals to 16 answer. This is a very short question. So the total number of positive integers less or equal to 50 that are divisible by 3, the greatest integer function of 50 by 3. So which is equal to 16.67 which is equal to 16. So there are 16 number of positive integers less or equal to 50 which are divisible by 3. Now solution for 1H. Here the question is prove that the set of prime numbers is infinite. If possible, let the set of primes be finite and let P be the greatest prime number. If possible, let the set of primes be finite and let P be the greatest prime number. Let X is equal to product of such primes 2 into 3 into 5 into ... into P. This implies X plus 1 is equal to 2 into 3 into 5 into ... into P plus 1. If X plus 1 is divided by any of the primes 2, 3, 5, P, then it leaves remainder 1. So if we divide X plus 1 by any of the primes 2, 3, 5 up to P, then it will leave the remainder 1. So X plus 1 is a prime number greater than P. Which is a contradiction. to our supposition. Because we have taken P is the greatest prime number. But here x plus 1 is a prime number greater than P. So which is a contradiction to our supposition. Hence, the set of prime numbers is infinite. Proved. So here the question is proof that the set of prime numbers is infinite. In order to prove, let us take, if possible, let the set of primes be finite and let P be the greatest prime number. Let X be the product of such prime numbers. Then X plus 1 is equal to product of these prime numbers plus 1. When X plus 1 is divided by 2 or 3 or 5 or P, then any of the primes, then it leaves remainder 1. It means X plus 1 is also a prime number which is greater than P, which is a contradiction to our supposition because we have taken P is the greatest prime number. Hence the set of prime numbers is infinite. So question number 1H is proved. Let us proceed to solve the next question. Question number 1I. Find the cofactors of the matrix A, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to find the cofactor of the matrix 1, 2, 3, 4. The cofactor of 1 means A11 is equal to minus 1 to the power 1 plus 1 into 4, which is equals to minus 1 to the power 2 into 4 is equal to 4. The cofactor of 2, that is A12 minus 1 to the power 1 plus 2 into 3. This is equals to minus 1 cube into 3 is equal to minus 3. The cofactor of 3, that is A21. This is equals to minus 1 to the power 2 plus 1 into 2. That is equal to minus 1 to the power 3 into 2 is equal to minus 2. The cofactor of 4, that is A22, is equal to minus 1 to the power 2 plus 2 into 1 is equal to minus 1 to the power 4 into 1 is equal to 1. Here we have to find the cofactor of the matrix. Now the cofactor of 1, that is A11, because this matrix is of the variety A11, A12, A21, A22. This type. Then the cofactor of 1, that is A11, is minus 1 to the power 1 plus 1 is 4. The cofactor of 2, that is minus 1 to the power 1 plus 2 into 3 is minus 3. The cofactor of 3, that is equal to minus 1 to the power 2 plus 1 into 2 is equal to minus 2. The cofactor of 4 equals to minus 1 to the power 2 plus 2 into 1, that is 1. Answer. So this is the answer for question number 1I. Now let us proceed to solve the next problem. So here we have to prove 2 to the power n greater than n for n greater than equal to 1. So let us prove it by the method of induction. Let Pn stands for 2 to the power n greater than n for all n greater than equal to 1. Now for n is equal to 1. Now for n is equal to 1, 2 to the power 1, this is greater than 1. That is 2 greater than 1 for n is equal to 1. So P1 is true. So taking n is equal to 1, we find P1 is true. Let Pk be true. Let Pk be true. Then Pk stands for 2 to the power k greater than k for all k greater than equal to 1. 2. So Pk plus 1 is true. Now 2 to the power k greater than k implies 2 to the power k plus 1 greater than 2k. But 2k minus k plus 1 is equal to k minus 1 greater than 0 as k greater than 1. So 2 to the power k plus 1 greater than k plus 1 implies Pk plus 1 is true. Hence Pn is true for all n by principle of mathematical induction proved. So here we have to prove 2 to the power n greater than n for all n greater than equal to 1. In order to prove this, let us use principle of mathematical induction. For n is equal to 1, we get 2 greater than 1, so P1 is true. For n is equal to k, let Pk be true. It means 2 to the power k greater than k. So now we have to show that Pk plus 1 is true whenever Pk is true. Now Pk to the power k greater than k. So multiplying 2 both sides, we get 2 to the power k plus 1 greater than 2k. Now we have to show that this 2k greater than k plus 1. Now 2k minus k plus 1, which is k minus 1, is positive as a k greater than 1. So we get here, this implies 2k greater than k plus 1. So we can write 2 to the power k plus 1 greater than k plus 1. So Pk plus 1 is true. Hence Pn is true for all n by principle of mathematical induction. Now question number 1j is solved. Let us proceed to solve the next question. Our next question is 1k. In how many ways 5 boys and 5 girls can be arranged in a row if boys and girls alternate? So case 1. Taking boys first, we have G4, G5, G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. So here, taking boys first, we will have the arrangement of this type. So here 5 boys can be arranged among themselves in a 5 factorial way, and 5 girls also can be arranged among themselves in a 5 factorial way. Here the number of arrangements is equal to 5 factorial into 5 factorial. Case 2. Taking girls first, we have G, 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 G. Then B, 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 B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again here 5 girls can be arranged among themselves in 5 factorial ways, and 5 boys they can be arranged among themselves in 5 factorial ways. Here the number of arrangements is equal to 5 factorial into 5 factorial. Hence, the required number of ways is equal to 2 into 5 factorial into 5 factorial answer. So here the question is, in how many ways 5 boys and 5 girls can be arranged in a row if boys and girls alternate. So taking first boy then girl, the total number of arrangement in this case will be 5 factorial into 5 factorial. Similarly, taking girls first, the arrangement will be like this. And here we also have the number of arrangements 5 factorial into 5 factorial. So the total number of ways by which they can be arranged is equal to 2 into 5 factorial into 5 factorial answer. With this, question number 1K is solved. Let us proceed to solve the question 1L. Our question is, we have to evaluate the integral x plus 2x square minus 2x plus 4. So we can break this integral in this form. Let us multiply 2 to the numerator and denominator. Then a slight adjustment, we are getting this is 1 by 2, 2x minus 2x square minus 2x plus 4 dx. Then plus 1 by 2, 6x square minus 2x plus 3 root over dx. So let us take this is first integral, that is second integral. So now first integral, let us take this is first and this is second integral. Now I1 is equal to 1 by 2, 2x minus 2 x square minus 2x plus 4 dx. Here put t square is equal to x square minus 2x plus 4. This gives you 2t dt is equal to 2x minus 2 dx. So this equals to 1 by 2. This is 2x minus 2 dx is 2t dt divided by, this is t square root over, so 2 cancel. This is integration dt is equal to t plus c1. This is x square minus 2x plus 4 root over plus c1. Again, I2 is equal to 1 by 2 integration 6 by x square minus 2x plus 4 root over dx equals to 3 integration 1 by x minus 1 the whole square plus root 3 the square whole root over dx. This is equals to 3 ln x minus 1 plus x minus 1 whole square 3 root over by root 3 plus C2. Using the values of I1 and I2 in equation 1, we get using the values of I1 and I2 in equation 1, we get the result. Answer. With this, the topic for today class is completed. I shall meet you with a new topic in my next class. Till then, goodbye.